All right, I will say good morning. I'm sorry, we're having some technical difficulties. My apologies, but let's get started. We'll say first of all, an incredible yashkoach to Ari Lerner for Baruch Hashem, the new and enhanced setup. It's really, really beautiful and very exciting in Mirz Hashem. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you. All right, so I'll say with that, let us begin. So we are continuing in Os Samech. Let's at least hop in a few minutes together this morning. So we are picking up, we left off, let's actually pick up with Kuf on page Kuf Mem Vav, the Be'uri HaChasidus, the left-hand section. So remember again, what Rabbi Tzaddik was highlighting was this ongoing concept. Maybe just shut the whole thing down. I'm not moving to. So in any event, Rabbi Tzaddik was highlighting this ongoing concept that before a person goes ahead and gives musar to another. Thank you. Better? Excellent. So Rabbi Tzaddik says there's really a lot of moving technical pieces over here. I remember when I used to just roll in and open up my sefer and talk. But all right, Baruch Hashem. Excellent. Perfect. Okay.
So they can hear you.
Got it. All right, so remember again, we were speaking about, Rabbi Tzaddik was explaining that halacha l'maisa, before one goes ahead and gives musar to another. Again, for constructive purposes, we're referring to over here. A person goes ahead and rebukes another, gives tochacha. A person must make sure that they are in the proper state, that they themselves are free of that particular aveira, free of that particular sin, before they go ahead and try to give this feedback to someone else. So Rabbi Tzaddik explained, and again, we spoke about that there are two reasons for that. Number one, Rabbi Tzaddik doesn't say this, but I think it's really a more obvious idea, which is that the whole point of tochacha is to go ahead and get a person to do the right thing. Generally, people will be more receptive to what it is that you have to say when they know that it's coming from a genuine source. But if I go ahead and I give tochacha, and a person looks at my life and they say, come on, really? This guy's going to give me tochacha after the way he's living, after what he's doing? So then the whole thing kind of becomes batal umavutal. Rabbi Tzaddik comes about this on a very different level, and he says, when you give tochacha, when you give rebuke to another, often you will cause them pain. You have to be careful when you cause another Jew pain. So again, even if it's warranted, if you're going to cause someone else pain, you must make sure that you are in the right position and you have the right license to cause that person pain. But if you yourself are highly flawed and imperfect, and you're going to cause someone pain for the very thing in which you are flawed and imperfect, then says Rabbi Tzaddik, thank you. Says Rabbi Tzaddik, that's not really the appropriate course of action. So if you look on the bottom of page Kuf Mem Vav, the left-hand side, so Rabbi Tzaddik says over here something very interesting. V'lachein, lizoher mizeh, ne'emar al yedei hanavi. We were just skipping a little paragraph over here. So Rabbi Tzaddik says, it would seem to be that this is really brought down in the words of the Nevi'im, because the Navi says, quoting the pasuk from Sifanya, hiskosheshu v'koshu. So we'll say, interestingly enough, so the way the Gemara darshans this phrase is hiskosheshu means go ahead and make yourself similar to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and then try to make other people similar to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So it's interesting, hiskosheshu from like a lashon of hekish, a comparison. First make yourself comparable to the Ribono Shel Olam, and then after you accomplish that, then you can go ahead and try to make others better. The Gemara darshans this by saying, Kilomar kshot atzmecha va'achar kach kshot acherim. So goes over the beautiful Gemara in Bava Metzia. The Gemara in Bava Metzia has a little bit of a different word. The Gemara in Bava Metzia says, beautify yourself and then beautify others. So it's the same basic yisod. Namely, that first go ahead and take care of your own situation, take care of your own business, first take care of your own spiritual issues, and then go ahead and try to work on others. V'zeh bitam debelav hachi shabli lasos kin kilomar belishi yitakin es atzmo lifnei shochiach es achirim alu lihios ne'enash al kach. Because Rabbi Tzaddik says there's a danger. There is an incredible danger with going ahead and rebuking or going ahead and trying to make others better. Thank you. Before I go ahead and work on myself And Rabbi Tzaddik says that's the pain that you cause others. Here we'll say, what everything is coming down to over here, says Rabbi Tzaddik, is the pain that I cause someone else in trying to do the right thing. I may have the best intentions. I may have the most noble intentions. Again, my goal is to go ahead and allow the individual to become the best version of himself. Says Rabbi Tzaddik, but again, sometimes in life there are sunk costs. Right? I may be doing all the right things, but there's just collateral damage. There's just collateral loss. That's just the way that it is. And at times, that collateral damage and loss may not even be able to go ahead and be undone. But at the end of the day, thank you. At the end of the day, a person just has to make sure that they are in the right state to go ahead and do what it is that they want to do. His kosheshu, the kosher. So essentially everything Rabbi Tzaddik said is really contained in this one pasuk. First, make yourself like HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and then make others. Kshot atzmicha, v'achar kach kshot achirim. Beautify yourself, prepare yourself, and then only afterwards should you go ahead and worry about how you can better the other. And Rabbi Tzaddik says again, because the danger in what we do for other people is the pain we potentially cause them. If I'm on the level to do so, and it's the appropriate course of action, that's the sunk cost of trying to be there for someone else, and I'm prepared to take that on. But if halacha l'maisa, I am not in the right state of mind, and I'm not in the right state of affairs, and again, I have not first beautified myself, then at the end of the day, it may be the wrong approach to try to go ahead and benefit, or I should say, rebuke or rectify the other. Rabbi Tzaddik goes on, he says, because ne'enash al kach, b'yisurin haba'in la'adam achar shenigremu al yado shel adam, shalom idaito, shalom irtzono, she'in HaKadosh Baruch Hu meviim ela al yedei mishenaki legamrei bedavar, va'avon zeh shenigram l'shnei onesh machmaso. V'zeh, כי אין הקדוש ברוך הוא רוצה להביא דבר הגורם מכשל ותקלה לשום איש מישראל לעניש בעניין זה שאירה לזולתו נענש על ידו. Because Rabbi say the last thing Kadosh Baruch Hu wants, ultimately says Rabbi Tzaddik, is for something negative to occur to me when I'm actually in trying to help someone else. Rabbi say Rabbi Tzaddik presupposes that when I'm giving tochacha to another person, at the end of the day, my intentions are good. Right? That's what he presupposes, that my intentions, I have the right intentions. I don't want to hurt someone. I don't want to malign someone. I just want to help. But says Rabbi Tzaddik, still, even with the intention to help, a person has to make sure that they are in the right space in order to be able to fulfill that mitzvah. Because if I'm not in the right space, not only does it not work, as we all know from our own lives, but again, the pain that I cause to another as a result of that rebuke could chas v'shalom have a significant boomerang effect on me. So stop over here. We'll pick up Emir Hashem. That's pretty much the end of this os. We'll pick up Emir Hashem with Samech Aleph tomorrow. Shkoyach.